Hello, CFA Nation, Gabe, and I'm here to go ahead and stream the rest of this India-South Africa match. Currently, the game hangs in a balance. India is 155 for three, 155 for three. Virat Kohli currently at 65, the highest score for India. But they're running out of overs, and we got about 20 overs to go. Can India avoid the whitewash? So far, you know, South Africa has dominated the series. Um, as I got up and I'm getting ready this morning for the stream, it's actually I had to let my dog out, get some stuff done. It's crazy. India were in a much better position, and all of a sudden, two wickets fell quick. Boom, boom. You know, Darwin. Great shot. He had put in 60. He was established at the crease, but then Pant just took the craziest shot. Unbelievable. I don't understand, and we'll talk about that later. But in any event, let's check this out and see if India can bring this thing home. What's going on, traveler? Hey, right back to you. Having watched South Africa closely this series, Maharaj currently spinning. He works very quickly. And down goes Kohli. Down goes Kohli. Maharaj gets him. I was just saying, as a spinner, he works quickly. He works so quickly, and the ball gets on you, although he's a spinner, so quickly. Kohli tried to fight it off and popped it straight up in the air. Great catch by Bavuma running backwards to get it. And man, what's going on? Magic Master Tricks. That was, I mean, honestly, that was really good work there by Maharaj. And as a spinner, you just kind of felt the last few overs he was eventually going to get himself a wicket because he's ready to go. Batsmen are still getting themselves ready on the crease, and he's ready to go. So now it's up to Sky, who comes in. Sky, one of the replacements. What's going on, Harris? Along with who I thought would have been replaced this game, Sarayas Iyer. And these guys basically got to take it home from here. All right. Kohli, top scorer for his team, did what he could. I think Dewan did a great job as well, 61. That duck from Pant is unexcusable. Guys, first shot he came in and played, it was like he was trying to hit a six off. I don't know what that shot was. It was crazy. Didn't give himself time to establish himself at the crease. That was just brutal. But only 132 runs needed. Still got about 118 balls. But can Sky and Iyer establish a partnership? Maharaj has been really, really good this series. I believe he picked up Kohli earlier this series. He got him. He got Kohli earlier, and Kohli was out 60 as well, or something to that effect, or 57. And it's interesting. The Indian batsmen seem to be struggling a little bit with spin. 390 economy rate there for Maharaj. That is super impressive. Even Aiden Markram, who's a all-rounder, comes in, gets 2 overs, only 5 economy rate there. It seems like they're just not reading the bounce well off the spinners. 157 for 4. Let's go ahead and update that and get back in the chat. Rizwan won't play a T20, one T20 player of the year. That's awesome. Mohammed Rizwan, he's a great player. What's going on? Pro T Fire, what's good? Sidrath was good. Who, me? Sidrath? Why am I so mad? Listen, I'm a West Indies fan. I'm a West Indies fan. I'm glad West Indies won yesterday. I rock with West Indies in Australia, but I like a lot of the Indian players. I love the IPL, and it's interesting to me. I don't like the decisions India has made as far as just selection, just selections, and what's gone on with Kohli. I hate when this whole captaincy issue is ridiculous. So regardless, to me, I always back up the players. I do because coaching to me and upper management, they really drive me crazy. Guys that haven't played or haven't played in a while, those guys just absolutely drive me crazy. And Loeng Gidi saves that from being a boundary. They ended up getting two on that, but India did beat England away in a series. Also, Australia at the Gabba. No, I get it. They did, and listen, they cannot win every game. I agree, but for them to get whitewashed would be crazy. Let me know in the chat if you guys know the last time India got whitewashed in a series. Like if they don't win this ODI series, they would have gotten hootie this ODI series. It's only 3 games. There's a single there. I've been most impressed, I've got to admit, with Maharaj because as a spinner, it's really tough. And you know that a lot of guys will target you. And he hadn't gotten a wicket up until then, but he's done a lot of good work keeping his economy rate down, putting pressure on the batsman. And I think one of the things he does is that he works quickly. That he works quickly. There's another spinner I really, really like from Afghanistan, and Rashid Khan. He works really quickly. Just because I don't have that big run up, it doesn't mean I'm gonna keep putting pressure on you. I'm gonna be on the crease, ready to go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Ball after ball after ball, and it helps you get through those overs much quicker. Obviously, spinners don't have the long run up, so they normally speed up the overs. But I just think that Markram and Maharaj do a really good job of it. It's definitely, in my opinion, a good strategy to employ. Did I lose my feed here? Come on. Seriously? So 168 for 4. 168 for 4. And what do we got? 33 overs in the books. And they're chasing. What was the original? 287. What's going on? What's good, Kush? What's good, Turning Point? Sunny S. Social media equalizer. I'm doing good. I wish the Mumbai Indians get Warner and Ishan. Ishan can wicket keep. Yeah, I definitely think Ishan Kishan is going to be a big buy. It's important to have a good wicket keeper. He's a young dude. I like it. Warner as well. Yeah, he's a left-hander as well. He could go for big money. Good call there, Magic Tricks. What's up, Sidrath? Night Watchman. Bad form from Kohli on that shot for sure. It just got on him so quick. It just got on him so quick. And I think that a lot of times they expect spinners to have more time to work with spinners, right? So they can, it looked like he was in between playing off the back foot. First, he wanted to charge it. Oh, no, it's going to be on me too quick. Try to go back on the back foot. And beat it straight up in the air. Give credit to the bowlers. Are you going to do West Indies versus England today as well? Unfortunately, not. My son Trayvon has his final high school football game today. He made the all conference team and the all star team. He already had his all conference, so today he'll be starting at wide receiver. I might come, maybe live stream from the park. Who knows? Or at least if he has a big and ooh, inside edge there from Sky, and it goes back for a boundary, lucky boundary there. So I won't be streaming, unfortunately. I know Nick's got church duties, but for sure, single boys are gonna enjoy IPL auction instead of a Valentine. You're out of control, the doctor. Listen, the wife will be enjoying her Valentine's Day after I enjoy the IPL auction. But yes, we're super excited about it. So at 172 for 4, 172 for 4. Again, they need 116 runs, so it's not massive. Sky's already come in and put in work. He's got himself 15 on 10, 150 strike rate, but he needs a partnership established there with Sarayas Iyer. Magala, another dot there. He, I have to say, has impressed me more this entire series. Outside of Luengengidi, it's been Magala who's impressed me from the South Africa bowling side. Last ball here for Magala. There you go, no run there. This wicket looks very bouncy, very bouncy. Came up a little bit higher than he thought it was going to go. So only a 4-run over. That's not bad at all. I remember you getting annoyed at Ngidi in the IPL for CSK. Well, you know what? First and foremost, I didn't realize how young Ngidi was. He's 25, guys. So that means at that time, the very first season, he was 23. Last year, he was 24. And yeah, and Ngidi at times would look great for an over. He'd go into the death and then get blown. He'd get blown up in the death for 30, 40 runs just in the death. You can't happen. If they're going to trust you as a death bowler, you can't go out there and give up, 15, 20 runs in an over, which I saw him do. I think actually against Pollard, and I forget who was a partnership, but Pollard destroyed him for like, it might have been like, it was a boundary every ball. So it was something like 30 because it was like, was it 6, 6, 6, 4, 4, something like that, something crazy. Oh man, who's my first target? Night Watchman, that's a great question. Who is who do I want for CSK? There's so many guys out there. So it depends the way the auction goes, right? David Warner is going to cost a lot of money. It would be nice, but I don't think CSK will go that route. I think they might even bring back Faf because he's already had partnerships with Rutherford Gaikwad, and they work well together at the top of the order. They finished in the top, what was it? Top 5 or top 6, I think it is. Both of them did. Rutherford Gaikwad actually won the Orange Cap last year, so I'd like to see him bring him back, and you can bring him back cheaper than a David Warner. Then it gets interesting. There's going to be some really good players out there. Ashwin, I want to see Ashwin come back to CSK. Go get me some Ashwin. Spinner can score a little bit, but primarily to be that frontline spinner for the team. You know, I don't I like Josh Hazelwood, Not sure if he's going to come back. Maybe even a Wingangidi, because you got to get a couple Pacers. But as far as the bats concerned, I think that's probably I think we retained Moeen Ali, Dhoni, Rituj Gaikwad, and I can't remember who was the other person we retained. But those are the two names I'm looking for: Faf and Wingangidi, and possibly, I think Sky didn't get retained. If you can't get Faf, get you some Sky. That is hilarious. Rajasthan Royals should go for Undika for 15 crore. Are you kidding me? He better pay 15 crore. Yeah, Jadeja got returned for sure. He's gonna be the captain once Dhoni goes. Jadeja, Dhoni, Rituj Gaikwad, and somebody else got retained for CSK. I can't remember. I wish there were right now. CFA is doing what we can, working with some people, trying to collab here and there. But you know, uh, this is more of Nick and I's side project, which we do enjoy. Again, oh yeah, Moeen Ali, that's who we kept. And Moeen Ali actually can come in at 3 because that's where they used to bat him. So you need a middle of the order batsman, somebody that can come in at 5 or 6, maybe ahead of Dhoni. Yeah, like a Sky if he's available. KL Rahul is a good batsman. He's not a good captain. AJ, I was saying that and I got crushed. And works that over the top. Looks like they only got to get one off of it. KL Rahul, guys, is an unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable batsman. However, he went out in the very first match and helped India win the very first test match. And then after that, they talked about making him captain, and he has struggled after that. And last game, he got himself a 50. Today, I forgot what he fell for, but it wasn't 50. I forgot what he fell for, but it wasn't 50. But the point is, guys, that he's just not in form. It looks like he's struggling. It was 9 runs. He looks like he's letting the pressure of captaincy get to him. And it's hard to be a leader of men. It's hard to be captain, which is why I do not understand what India does with their captaincy issue. They replace him all the time. It's just brutal. What do you think? Who do you think will be new a millionaire in the IPL? Uh, that's interesting. More than likely, the expensive guys are going to be the all rounders. I got to look at the list. Some of the big time pacers will go for big money. I don't believe Patty Cummings got retained, so he may be one of those guys. Um, it's interesting. Works that away for 1. Little cover drive there for a single. What up, Han? Mumbai has Sky. Mumbai retains Sky. Why wouldn't you? Sky's a treasure. I'm not sure why they wouldn't retain Sky. What's up, Brooks from South Africa? Is it Francois? Sonny S. This is a question I've been asking. Why was Sky not in the lineup till now? He's mature, skilled player, spin well. Kerala needs to understand this ain't Punjab. You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. You want to talk about KL mistakes as a captain? Why would you have Venkatesh Iyer in the lineup in that first match and not even bowl him? If the justification was he's an all-rounder, we need his overs. You don't bowl him at all? So you put his bat in there against or above a Sky, a Ishan Kishan? Are you serious? Beautiful cover drive there. Beautiful cover drive for Shreyas Iyer. And I understand not giving up on Shreyas Iyer. A lot of people thought he should have been dropped after the failing the first 2 matches. I personally said, I don't think Iyer's better than Sky. That's just my opinion. I think Sky's better than Iyer. So to sit for both Shreyas Iyer and Venkatesh Iyer, you got to question KL Rahul's captaincy, as well as the rest of the selection committee, because he's not the only one making the decision, right? Okay, what are your thoughts on IPL plans to host the whole IPL in Mumbai and not in the South Africa, and not then South Africa, as UAE has rejected due to the do factor making games too predictable. I hadn't heard that. I had not heard that. Um, wow. I tell you what, the UAE, it was absolutely. I mean, everybody knew. Everybody knew do factor was gonna be such a big play a big role. So really, the coin flip was such winning that coin flip, which is arbitrary, right? It's a 50-50 thing. You can't plan for it. You can't work out for it. It's not a skill to win a coin toss. It's luck. So, in my opinion, I think that that's a smart thing to do. Only thing about moving it to South Africa is now because of different countries having different travel restrictions. What is going to be attendance going to be for fans? It's going to be difficult travel for fans. Um, Interesting. I would probably host the whole thing in Mumbai. And people are going to say that gives Mumbai an unfair added advantage. Look, life has changed, guys, over the last 2 years due to COVID. It is what it is. Morning, Smurdy. Mitchell Marsh. If he doesn't pull out, oh, Marsh. Mitchell Marsh. Hansel said, I didn't know you were live streaming. I was watching your Shane Warren and Rashid Khan spin tutorial. Appreciate you watching that video for us, Han, and that was a very interesting one. It just depended what time I got off from work last night if I was going to be able to stream this morning. But I was able to stream, so jumped on, check out this last match. I enjoy watching as much cricket as possible. Trust me, I'll be watching my West Indies versus England, but I'll be doing it from the stands at my son's all-star football game today. Gautam should be Indian captain. Stop it, Han. Straight drive there, straight drive. And that's, guys, it's funny. Everybody crushes me, but that's why I love Sky. Beautiful straight drive there, gets 4 runs on it. I just don't understand sitting him for the first 2 matches of this game. Like 121 strike rate for him, dot on that last one. Would have been nice if he was able to retain the strike, get a single and then retain the strike. But I don't know. I don't know what the thinking is. Who should be the KKR captain? That's a good question. Who should be the KKR captain? I don't think you would make Andre Russell the captain because you want consistency with captainship. And Russell's getting a little bit older, plus he's hurt all the time. They got rid of Shubman Gill, who I thought might be the future captain. That was a shock to me. They didn't retain Shubman Gill. I don't know. Maybe they go out and get themselves a captain in the auction. I believe Shreyas Iyer wasn't retained. Maybe they go get Shreyas Iyer. That's a great question. Because Shreyas Iyer picked up by any of the new teams? I don't think he was either. Stop trashing Rahul. He's not a full-term captain. The doctor, but there's talks that they want to make him the full-term test captain. Look it up. Who else is it going to be? It's not Kohli. He's good. He's gone. I understand right now he's filling in for Rohit Sharma here, but all the talks is that it looks like KL Rahul will be the captain for the Indian Test squad. Do you think he's ready for that? Not trashing, just making an observation. What up, Gull? That's my homegirl, Renell. West Indies all day. Last year, highest auction was Morris, Kyle Jamieson, Maxwell, Jai Richardson, Moeen, and Gautam. You know what? I actually did see the. It's on YouTube now because I didn't see it live. I didn't see the Maxwell's BBO 64 I mean 154 and 64. I didn't see that live, but I saw it online because people kept talking about it. Maxwell's a treasure, but he was retained. He was retained by RCB, so and he was one of the top paid guys last year. And you saw he had some huge games for RCB. Last year, Morris, I forgot Morris went for that much money. I forgot Morris went for that much money. They've got Kyle Jamieson. I don't think he will go for that big money. Maxwell was a good buy. Jai Richardson wasn't a good buy. And Moeen Ali. Yeah, Gautam was ridiculous. I couldn't believe Gautam got that kind of money. Stop it. Sky greater than Iron White Ball? Absolutely. There should be no question. Sky should have played ahead of Surayas Iyer if India wanted to play Venkatesh Iyer. Again, I just don't understand what they were thinking. I've been saying this all along. How is there no Sky there? You lose. Not to mention you don't have Rohit Sharma in there. Now Prithvi Shaw didn't make the trip, but me personally, I played Prithvi Shaw up there with Dewan. I mean, come on. KKR will be dumb and get one. Oh, some old has been Wendy's player. How dare you as captain? Stop it. KKR though is very much like CSK. They're like not old, but established players. Okay, let's say the word established. I am established myself in my age. If Adon says, if one wicket fell, India definitely missed Jadeja as a finisher. Absolutely. Jadeja is, in my opinion, CSK's future captain. And yeah, for sure. They're missing Jadeja. That's one thing I didn't understand today as well. They rested Thakur. Now, to be fair, Thakur has not been he's been only taking one or two wickets a match or whatnot. I think he took one wicket last match, but he's helping out so much with the runs and the tail end. Without the tail end, man, it's ugly. He's outscored most of the middle order, and you drop him knowing that you've been struggling to score runs. I don't understand. I don't understand. Maybe he just needed rest, and they're looking ahead to the next series. But you should be trying to look at this series and not get whitewashed. That would be my thought. And when you look at the bowlers, Deepak Chahar came in today, got 2 wickets. He did fine. Bumrah, if you needed to rest somebody, it's Bumrah. He plays all the time, but got himself 2 wickets. Krishna, what do you got? 3 wickets, 6 economy rate, not bad. Yeah, I probably would have Yadav. And down goes Iyer. Down goes Iyer. I was trying to figure out who it was. First ball of the over, and Magala. Magala, beautiful ball, gets on Shreyas Iyer, and that's it. He is out. I mean, it's got to be a conversation to be had, guys. Why did India go with Shreyas? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a part of the selection committee. Those guys apparently are way smarter than I am, so they put in whoever they feel like it. It must be. It is what it is. But has Shreyas Iyer impressed anyone who's watched this series? I don't think so. And you know what? It's funny. Let me go off on my rant. It's like this in all sports. It's like this even in high school sports. You got great players that are on the bench for whatever reason, and teams for whatever reason refuse to play them. They want to play other people because of politics. They're not in the end. They may not be liked. They may not get along with the coaches. Whatever it is. All right. The most what is the most recent example I can think about in cricket is England in the Ashes sitting Stuart Broad, for 2 matches of the Ashes, but yet, or was it 2 or 3 matches? He was just like Stuart Broad's way younger than Jimmy Anderson. How could Stuart Broad need more rest than Jimmy Anderson? Not to mention Stuart Broad at this point in his career is still taking more wickets. He had himself a 5-wicket haul. They hate Stuart Broad. They hate him. And I do not understand how these selection committees get away with that. Are their jobs up for grabs? Who's their boss? You made a bad selection here, justify it. Oh, you made bad selections the entire year? Bye. You're done. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right. Same thing with Australia. Uzi, there's no one on the planet that could tell me that Uzi should not be playing. It takes 2 years for this guy to get back in there. Immediately comes out, gives you a century. 2 centuries in his first match. Both innings he got centuries for Australia. But he can't sniff a spot on the team. He spent a year behind Joe Burns. Come on, it's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And to me, that's the most disgusting thing, and it fires me up because this is something that you see even at the high school level. You see it at the college level. Coaches are just stupid. I'm not even gonna go off, man. It's not. And think about this, guys. Somebody's like Sirehis for captain. That's funny. Think about the players that are getting sat that know they're better than the other people they're getting sat for. Why are you taking away from that player's career? Why are you taking away that player's opportunity to make money for his family? Jeez, dude. It's just this. It's just come on. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Smirty, I appreciate that love, but you can't build for the future while sacrificing now. That makes no sense. If that's the case, drop Kohli, drop Boomerang, drop anybody that's past 30 or 29. That makes no sense. I'm sorry. Build for the future. If the guy can play, he can play. Period. And if he's better, he's better. It should be a merit that gets you on the field, not some preconceived notion of, oh, well, we got to look towards the future and this guy's older, so he's not in our plan 7 years down the road. That's dumb. They should drop the selectors then because let's build for the future too. Jeez. What's up, Ninja Warrior? Great piece of field in there by Maharaj. And Maharaj, again, has really done a good job as well. India don't have proper spinners. When was the last time you saw the team and said, wow, I am worried about their spin attack? You know, that's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. And I think that again, sometimes it's they get stuck in their ways. This guy's been around for a while, this guy's been around for a while, or whatever. And it's all about merit. If you can play, you can play. Listen, I got nothing against young players. All right, my son is going to be a young player. He's going to go into a college. We're making our decisions right now by looking at colleges and saying, okay, where does he have the best opportunity to play? All right. we've got a trip coming up this weekend. We're gonna go to South Dakota to meet with a coach. So I'm looking at the roster along with my son and saying, okay, they got 5 or 6 guys here ahead of you. Let's look at their stats. Let's watch game film on them to see if you can earn yourself a spot. And talk to the coaches. Where do you see him? Is he, on your board? I don't want my son getting redshirted. But if my son goes to a team and he's the best player, I don't care if he's a brand new player. He needs to play. I don't care about age. I think that's what people don't understand. Oh, we got to build for the future. I understand if you are a young player and you're great and you deserve to be in there. Absolutely, I would love to see Bishnoi get a chance. I love Bishnoi as a spinner. Okay, me and Nick have been talking about that for a while now. But even his own team in the IPLs doesn't bowl him for half the season. Although his economy rate and the rate at which he takes wickets is like almost a wicket in it, an inning when he bowls. I mean, I don't understand. I would love to do interviews with young cricketers or minor league cricketers. We actually had an interview set up with our very first interview was going to be with a player was going to be with Aaron Jones from Team USA. And then unfortunately, I think some of the people that follow us here, when we went down to Florida for USA versus Ireland, he was one of the players that hit that quarantine list, so he literally couldn't leave the hotel. And it was rough. He was dealing with some stuff or whatnot, but eventually, we'll get that interview out there, and it'd be awesome, man, to do that for sure. Let me update this score here. What are we? 205 for 5, 205 for 5. Running out of overs. India running out of overs, and right now the toughest thing is that Sky's got to play cautiously because he's got Deepak Chahar as his partner. You know what I mean? Because Sureyas Iyer, another Sureyas Iyer. Again, and I'm not gonna knock Sureyas Iyer as much. At least he gave you 26, but he had to know I've got to play sensibly. You're the last of the Mohicans. Now, the impressive thing for me, as far as South Africa is concerned, is that everybody knows South Africa can score. They have bats, right? They have bats, but it's really been the bowling, guys. You've got to appreciate what their bowling has done. And different guys from Loyangidi to Magala to Maharaj. And I've always contended, although everybody loves T20 and even ODI, the white ball, I don't care if it's white ball or red ball, it's still about the bowling. If you've got good bowling, you can win games. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't matter. You got to be able to bowl. Soraya Sire was jinxed the moment Gabe called him serious liar. Well, I've jinxed a lot of players because I've booted a lot of names. Woo, nice bouncer there. Luanging, wow, a little stare down contest. And listen, that's the kind of player I would be, not to be on, not to be. And you're not trying to hurt anybody, but Luangangidi, buck 30, right, and almost right at Chahar's head with that bouncer. Chahar looks back at him, and Luangangidi's like, "What, cousin?" Like aggressive, aggressive. Again, Luangangidi has been really, really good this not just the series, but the entire series. And going back to the test matches, I didn't know he had that in him. I didn't realize he was such a young boy. Um, but I think that, man, when we're talking about Norkia, Rabada, this is a team we haven't seen Rabada at all in the white ball on the white ball team in the ODI. But think about Luingangidi, Rabada, Norkia. Man, that is disgusting. That is some disgusting pace and some guys that are nasty and are gonna throw some nasty stuff at you. If I'm a batsman, I don't want no parts of that. South African fans, who do you think is the best bowler for South Africa? In my opinion, it's Norkia. Rabada's good and he's got some great numbers, but excuse me, I feel like he's lost a little bit of pace. But who do you guys think is your number one bowler, your frontline pace bowler? Who's your Patty Cummings? I think it's the guy we haven't seen bowl at all, Norkia. Which format, Gabe? Across all three formats. Rabada's number one, sub says. Okay. I think right now, Rabada, I mean, last 2 years has been really good, but the last few months he's not been as good. I still say Norkia, but then again, Norkia is coming off an injury, so we'll see. But I love Enric Norkia. Tom Curran, stop it with Tom Curran, huh? I was hurt that Sam Curran is out. I can see why people love the Curran boys. They are very likable. They are very likable. And I was like, oh man, Sam Curran's out. I'd like to see him back on CSK. Ooh. Now India will play with USA, Ireland, and Nigeria. Get out of here. USA can't pray to play with India right now. They wouldn't make that trip. I mean, USA would make the trip to India, but they don't have the stature to try and play against it. It was a historic thing for us to even play Ireland as USA cricket because they're a test nation. No other test nation is going to give us a shot. We haven't earned it. Now, if we go out and win or perform well in the 2024 T20 World Cup, which is actually going to be held in Florida, then I can see some more teams paying attention to us. We need to do exactly what some of these other teams did, these more obscure teams that a lot of people had never heard of. I'm thinking of like, who was that team? Oman, right? We need to perform like Oman did and surprise people and get on the map. I'm hoping for it. And there's the game. There's the game. Wow. What a ball. What a ball there. I mean, took some pace off of it, and there goes Sky. Sky, unfortunately, that's if there's a knock on Sky, it's that very seldomly do you see Sky be able to go an entire game as far as innings is concerned. He's not going to give you 10, 20 innings. He's going to give you what you see now, 39 on 32, right? Going to give you, he averages, I think, 36 or 37, 121. And I love Sky, but Sky lacks the ability. That's how come I get him not being an opener to start from the beginning and last. If this was ODI, an opener, you got to be able to get through 25 plus innings, right? You've got to be able to get through at least half the innings, in my opinion. And in T20, I can't remember this last time Sky gave you 10 overs. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? So he's more suited to T20 because he scores and scores quickly. But I'm interested to see what was his longest. As long as I've been watching Sky, I don't think I've ever seen him go more than 10 overs. Over 2 years of watching this guy, when he does get to play, does not go over there. It's just like he gets too aggressive. And there, you saw he expected the ball to come faster. They gave him the slower ball. And sometimes it's not just having pace, it's being smart. And he scooped it right up in the air. Now you got Deepak Chahar along with Yadav. And the game's over. The game's all but over. I think it's Fabian Allen. That is a good question. Why is Iyer playing ahead of Sky when he has a problem against pace bowlers in these conditions, especially the short board? I can't. What India did this specific part of the tour, I cannot justify. I don't think anybody can. I think if you got a reporter or or actual journalist in there with the selection committee, it would say, "Show me the stats to back up your choices. Show me the stats to back up your decision." This guy comes in and gives you 40 in his last game. If I'm not confused, I don't think Venkatesh Iyer in both his innings combined gave you 40. And I know maybe in 3 games you got a little over 40 from Iyer. But I mean, it's there's just no justification. You know, the bowling too. The bowling is very, very suspect. I don't understand, you know, them giving Boovy them giving Boovy 2 games, when he's clearly struggling. Pace is down. I saw Boovy throw a ball at 115. It wasn't a slower ball either, because he was averaging between 120, 125, 120, 117, then 115. I mean, he's lost pace. He may be injured. He may be injured and just not being honest. You know what I'm saying? That he's injured, guys. But who knows? Who knows? Man, and then Giddy should have just had gotten another wicket there on that edge, ran away for 4. Deepak Chahar pulls that bouncer to his head for 4 as well, and getting more aggressive, or maybe rest Boomer, right? You know what I mean, Renil? If they really needed rest, then maybe you rest Boomer, because that's one guy you can't afford to go down. You just can't. I don't know, and you see this in professional sports all the time. It drives you crazy. Some of these coaches, you just like, explain. Explain. Chris Silverwood, I would love to get that guy in a room and just ask him, explain your decisions. All right. One of the stupidest things I've seen a coach do so far this year in 2022, Chris Silverwood in a day-night pink ball cricket match went with no spinner. He did the same thing versus India last year and got destroyed. So he does the same thing in the Ashes. I mean, what, guys? Honestly, honestly, it's unbelievable to me. For the I can't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Gabe, which sport do you dislike the most? That's a good question. I love pretty much all sports. Um, some are more entertaining than others. I would say my favorite, or my least favorite, I should say, wow, it's golf. Golf is just too slow. Now, I've played golf, right? My wife's dad is a very big golf enthusiast, and it's how we bond. So I go out and I'll play with them and hit some holes. And having played baseball before, I can swing the golf club. But golf, especially watching it, is so slow. Oh, it's so slow. And the thing about golf is you are fighting yourself. You are fighting your own mechanics. And that's what makes it so difficult, right? Ooh, chance there. And missed. India living dangerously. And again, that's a situation where it doesn't make sense to me why who was it that was who was not running? I'm like, what are you looking at? Get ready to run. Be ready. Yadav. Yadav has to be prepared. Right now, he has to understand the situation. You've got 69 runs you're chasing down and 54 balls. Every run is precious. You got to be ready to go, Yadav. You got to be ready to go there. That was almost an unnecessary run out. Man, Loangangidi, 486 economy rate. Impressive. Petraeus, also at 471. I mean, South Africa has really it's been there because today they put up 287. I think that's what India put up last time. They were 280s or something like that. And again, it doesn't matter what the score is if you can't get wickets, and that's what's been the difference between both teams. One team is getting wickets consistently, the other ones aren't. The other ones out aren't. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, was this the first time that or the first ODI match where South Africa got bowled out? I believe it was. Run rate is good wickets is awesome, perfect for a losing game. That's funny. Is Nick joining? No. Is Nick joining? No. Turning point. I want to address this right now. And we've had a lot to talk about Virat Kohli. And in our time streaming, nobody's been more critical of Virat Kohli than Nick. Nobody's been more critical than Virat Kohli than Nick. And then Nick and I talked about it. A lot of people talking about, oh, Kohli's changed. He's not as aggressive as a captain, but he's not a captain anymore. They stripped him of that. And if you don't think Virat Kohli above anything else is a man, he's a man. The way this whole captaincy issue went, things leaking in the news, that was rough. That was super rough. And honestly, it's one of those situations where you think about what's going on with Kohli. Hold on, guys, I'm having some trouble over here. Sorry about that. What I was trying to say, guys, is Virat Kohli's a man before anything, and the way that the Indian selection committee and the media has really approached this situation, him getting stripped. I remember thinking to myself, how could he find out? How could the media leak stuff before it even happens? And then all the back and forth. You cannot tell me that does not affect somebody who's been arguably one of the uh, most winningest captains of all time for India. And is he done? No, come on. In this series alone, he's had two matches where he's put up 60. He's been the highest scorer, 57, I think, and then 60 something today. All right, but it, it's the point that you can see right now he still has that chip on his shoulder from like what happened. And can you blame him for it? No. No, I blame the way he was treated. Today he got his half century, and when I watched him, he looked up at the not aggression, but looked up, and his wife was there holding the baby. That's right when I was getting ready to come on this morning, and I'm thinking to myself, there's a guy that at this point maybe his priorities have shifted, and it's shifted because as much as I've done for you, you treat me like this, then I'm gonna play for me. And can you blame him for that? I don't. I don't. But turning point, that's a very good observation there. No, Nick will not be joining, guys. It is Sunday. Nick will not be joining. He has some church responsibilities. I know India has great performances touring, but this South Africa tour is starting to remind me of how India used to be when touring. Khan. And another wicket down, another wicket down. And there goes Yadav. There goes Yadav. And Gidi gets himself another wicket. First ball of the over. Catch taken by Bavuma. And again, they got 47 balls. They've got the overs, right? They only need 65 runs, but it's you know, other guys upper, earlier in the top of the order. Pant's shot was ridiculously bad. The shot that he got dismissed on was terrible. Um, Again, KL Raul, we know he's a great batsman. No one can tell me the pressure of captaincy isn't getting to KL Raul. No one. All right. And Saraya Sire, he saw two more balls than Sky and scored 26 runs. Need I say more? Come on. But give credit to Ngidi as well. Ngidi's bowling really, really well. That was a great ball. And he's just been, I think Ngidi now may be so far in the series between uh it was Marco Jansen, but in the series, I think Ngidi might have just taken the lead for most wickets taken. I don't know how to look that up unless I look at every single game. So if somebody got those numbers quickly, let me know, because I know he had a fifer, he had a four for. I think he's only missed one game of the entire series between the Test match and the ODI matches. Who's the leading wicket taker so far in South Africa for South Africa? I venture to say it's Ngidi right now. I think India can still win. Absolutely. And anybody could win. You can't I you can't just say it's over, but you have to establish a partnership, because Chahal can't do it by himself, and other guys will lose their wickets before he has a chance to chase down that score. That's right, my boy Ngidi. I love me some Ngidi. It's Ngidi. I'm trying to figure out, because I think that might have just put Ngidi at 20 wickets total. And I think Marco Jansen only has 19. And the Marco Jansen is another young guy. So if you are a South Africa fan, you got to be happy for South Africa, and happy for South Africans who, again, they've got relatively a young team, right? Having Faf retired, what was it, last year, the year before that, when we first started watching, having Del Steyn retire from international cricket, having De Kock retire from Test cricket. This team could have fell apart real quickly, but yet the guys that they are bringing up are doing just fine. So you got to feel good, and I get it. They're at home field advantage, but still, it's hard. It's hard to hold court even at home, guys. Just ask Australia, okay, who ended up. There's nobody that could tell me they weren't the better side in the Ashes, but they only ended up going 4-0. Couldn't get that 5-0 whitewash because England is still talented and can play. Smartly played shot there. And Ngidi looks back. That's what I like about Ngidi, is his aggression. Like, really, you take that shot on me? It was just guided back to is that third man back there? Little edge for it, and that was just a smart shot. Sup, you did. You absolutely did. Well, I remember me crushing Ngidi in the video when he got pumped against CSK because he lost. Pollard absolutely destroyed him, and I was losing my mind. And you were like, "Bro, he's young. Give him some time. He's good." So you're right. You told me he's not uh, he's not a bad bowler, but it's recency bias, right? When something like that happens and it's such a big game, right? It was CSK versus Mumbai, and you see a guy just get absolutely demolished like that in an over. It just, wow, this guy's terrible. But you're right. You're absolutely right, and props to you for sticking with your guns and sticking to them. You are absolutely right. Vidget says, when legends are playing, people forget there are still people behind who could be good. Absolutely, I hear you. But I think that it always has to be the best person. Merit, guys. It's got to be merit based. It's simple as that. That's all I want. I don't want, that's how come, you know, Hollywood, right? Here in Hollywood, Bollywood as well has an issue with nepotism, right? And it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating when people get things just handed to them. Earn it. Earn it. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Life's supposed to be about competitive, and not just in sports, guys. In general, in your place of business, whatever it is that you do, earn it. It should be based on work ethic. Now, who you know, who you're related to, or who likes you, just pure play. Oh, almost a wicket there. Who dropped that? Who dropped that? What a drop there. And Giddy almost got himself another wicket on that last ball, and it was dropped. It was high in the air, going back there towards third man, and was dropped. Was that Pavuma? No, no, no. That was Chahar actually. Sorry, that was Chahar that got 2 runs on that. Who dropped it? Can't see the name. And then the very next ball, Petraeus comes back and gets Chahar wide. Interesting. Now that's actually smart, and I'll tell you why. Because at this point, Chahar is the only guy that can kill you. So don't give him anything to hit. Just like that. What are you doing there, Petraeus? Let him get himself out. Sometimes bowlers just trip me out. Good piece of hitting there. Good piece of hitting there. Deepak Chahar's strike rate is 144, guys. And now it's 48 runs needed on 40 balls. Again, Chahar almost got dropped basically, and he's the most he's the last of the Mohicans, right? He's the last of the Mohicans. You need him. You need to get his wicket, and that was just unexplicable. Really funny. I will update the score after this over. Back to back sixes. What's up? What's up, Aaron? What's going on? Pret or AS? Is it Pret or AS? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Renil. India could win this too. Again, I just was shocked at some of the choices that the West Indies made. Not West Indies, excuse me, that India made. And again, to me, the guy that was back the most was the guy that was back the most from what I've seen seems to have been Sarayas Iyer. And I just don't think Sarayas Iyer, I mean, in my opinion, did anything to prove he deserves it. Interesting. So 247 for seven. India still has a couple wickets in hand, but let's be honest, this is probably it because the bottom of that tail usually does not wag. One ball left in the over. Petraeus comes back with a beautiful Yorker there that is just dug out of the ground. And let's see who wins this battle. Right now, you want a boundary or you want a single. If you are actually no, you want Boomer to stay on strike so that way. So you want a dot ball, or if you're India, or at least two, can't take a single because you want Chahar to start the next over off with the strike. So Boomer gets a dot ball, doesn't more importantly doesn't give up his wicket, and now Deepak Chahar will retain the strike for the next over. Interesting. Look at Renil, super over. I haven't seen a super over in forever. In forever. Suman said, that's why I always choose Deepak Chahar in my team. He should have played from the first game in place of Venkateshwar. Guys, I get it. Can somebody answer that for me? Usually it's hard for young guys uh to break the mold, right? Especially in India. It's hard for the young players to uh make the team. There's so many good guys from the IPL that we see play in the Ranji Trophy that takes them forever to get up here because, to be fair, India has some great players on there. Has he been the guy that's just been, because I think he just made his debut the other day, but think about how long it takes other guys to break through, and why has he been backed? Let me know in the chat. Why do you guys think Venkateshwar has been backed so aggressively above any other Indian player I can remember? I mean, because think about it. Guys like KL Rahul, we were calling for him 2 years ago. It took him a minute to get in. We are in the 45th over right now. We are in the 45th over right now. Let me go ahead and put it up in there for you. "45 overs in the book." And that just went one bounce for four. One bounce for four. Over update. Play 4 matches IPL, and next year, thing you know, you're on Team India. Turning point. Thank you. And I am not crushing Venkatesh Iyer, but has he not been backed more than any other Indian player that has no, and I mean absolutely no international experience? That's just crazy to me. We want bowling all rounders. I guess okay, I get it, man. But listen, you could say the core is a bowling all rounder. The core averages 20, 30 every time he bats. Come on. Ooh, great ball there. Chahar does good to dig it out of the ground. Almost dragged it onto his stumps. Yes, it's because he's an all-rounder. Also bowls medium, fast, heartache injury. Man, this heartache injury is absolutely brutal. Han says Udikat would have won this game on his own. Undakit would have won this game on his own. Fast bowling all rounders are rare in India. Listen, I get it, but a guy that literally just played his first matches in the IPL, as far as like high level play, and you immediately elevate him to basically an unmovable white ball guy on this team ahead of guys that's just okay. And that's taken away just for one. This is a great point. Vijit says you can be top of the list openers and never come in a team, but bowl a bit and boom, you're in. That is very interesting. I do see the same thing, by the way, with Cameron Green with Australia. They really pushed Cameron Green. And first, he was great with the bat, couldn't take wickets. Then he was taking wickets and couldn't score runs. And then in this most recent Ashes series, he struggled for a game or two, but then started getting both wickets and I get it. It's hard to find a good all rounder. It's hard to find a good all rounder, but it was amazing to me the quick ascension of a Venkatesh Iyer without much to back that up. Very nice. The finish there by Magala. Way to come back after a horrible over. Uh, just previously, it looked like it was really getting away from South Africa there, but they come back. And I mean, still, it's 30 on 35 balls. But look at that last over where you're looking at. They only got what, 6 on this over. It was 16, and that had really cut the run rate. At one point, they had more balls than runs. So that's a good bounce back. And I wonder who takes the last 5. Who takes the last 5 overs here? Who would you guys go with? I mean, you ah, interesting. Do you risk going with with spinners and bringing in giving in another over to one of your spinners? So 2, 53 for 7, 45 overs in the books. We are in the 46 over here, people. And let us see what happens. They're chasing 35 runs. Interesting game here, chasing 35 runs. What's up, Dante? Haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for joining. For sure. Very nice to see you. There was no point to playing both the core and Iyer from the start. Sky should have been there instead of Iyer. I agree. But again, apparently the Indian selection team captain eh, disagree with us. So little dot ball there. So the first one was a wide to Chahar, and then the second one is a dot ball. And again, it's 34 needed off of 29 balls. India has the balls and overs left. But the problem is their best batsman right now is not striking. He's there with Jasper Broomer, who has not been known to put up a ton of runs. Next ball here by Ngidi. Oof, another wide there. Now, I think that's by design, guys. I think Ngidi's doing that by design because he's trying to get Chahar, who's in swing mode, to 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 hit the ball weakly off the end of the bat and trying to get him out that way. But that's interesting to me that you wouldn't just bowl right at the stumps, being Ngidi. You don't think you can beat Chahar with your pace? That is interesting. Wide Yorker. Yeah, I'm like, you should be bowling those Yorkers at his toes, right? Right at the stumps, right at the feet. That's very interesting. Like trying to either get you an LBW or trying to beat him with pace. That's very interesting. 65 in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So, again, an interesting game as it comes down to the final 5 overs here in the death. And it's very interesting to see where we currently sit at and see some of the flaws that India has. The team that could have been fixed and would have changed not just this game, but the series in general. And same thing with South Africa now. You've got no Rabada, obviously. Norkia hasn't played at all this series. Interesting. So now when a game is tight and pressure's on, can these younger bowlers, frontline guys, the Ngidis of the world, get it done? Get it done. Because talent is there, but can you deal with the pressure? Good length from Ngidi on that ball, but still punched away for a single. Can we get a 264 of Rohit Sharma? I think we have done that already on CFA Nation, or it might have been Cricket Tuesday, so it was put on our other channel. Let me see if I could get Nick to move it over, but I'm pretty sure we got our reaction done to that one as well. It is possible India are experimenting with players since the ODI World Cup 2023. You know what, 87? I haven't thought about that. I have not thought about that. Wow. Outside edge for 4 runs, and I think it was a wide too. Another wide Yorker, and that was a full toss. What? Interesting. I'm not sure what Ngidi was thinking there. I am shocked. Why is he not bowling right at the stumps? I don't understand. This is literally a bowler you are bowling at. And Ngidi getting pumped here. And when I will praise you, and then, but when you do poorly, I'll let you know. And that would have also been a wide, and another boundary off these wides. And Ngidi absolutely getting ripped apart here. And I do not understand. I see this all the time. When bowlers are bowling at tail enders, why aren't they just bowling at their stumps and their legs? That is just weak. Great job there by Deepak Chahar. But to me, that is just bad form. Let me know in the chat, guys. Look at Han. Oh boy. And Ngidi is back. Oh man. Experimented for the World Cup though. I forgot the World Cup's 2023. Man. ODI World Cup 2023. That is very interesting. Let's So 267 for 7 here. 267 for 7. We're in the 47th over. And man, super interesting. Deepak Chahar isn't really a tail ender. Ooh. Oh! Gone. Gone. Out is given. Out is given. Boomerang challenges immediately. I'll be honest, I don't think it's out, but the umpire gave that out so quickly. So let's go back. I'm checking it right now, guys. I'm trying to look as closely as I can. Gabe, thoughts on Sanju Samson's captaincy? That's another problem. Sanju Samson's captaincy. Oh no. No out. That was a bad call. That's a bad call. Umpires. Oh man. That ball clearly got by the bat. And if you're right there, umpires are terrible, guys. I'm sorry. Umpires are terrible. Yeah, Boomer reviewed it quickly. He said, I'm not out. But what if they didn't have a review in hand? At this point in the game, a game that's so important, and you're going to make that call, that's a terrible call by the umpire. You know, I got a way to fix it, and I was just talking about this. Umpires should start getting docked in their pay. You make a blatantly bad call, it's going to cost you part of your salary. In cricket, players lose game checks, right? So why don't umpires as well? Let me know what you guys think about that in the chat. Gabe, it's not his fault. They should have had the third man up, and you just can't bowl at the stumps with batsmen swinging hard and not enough runs. I mean, I guess my problem is I've never seen Deepak Chahar as a legit batsman. That's why I say at tail enders, you should always just bowl right at the stumps. Right, Yorker after Yorker, right at there. Try to get your LBW, try to bait him with pace. But I guess people are saying, no, he can actually swing the bat. And that is interesting to me. But thank you for the super chat sub. And why don't they have a man back there at third man? That's a really good question. That's fielding. Who's the captain? Is it Markham? Oh my gosh. And then right after that, it's a no ball. So they get a free hit. What has happened? This is where experience, and this is why when you got a whole bunch of young guys, this is what happens. Everybody wants youth. Everybody wants youth. Everybody wants youth. This is where it's time to calm things down because you can see South Africa's unraveling on their own. On their own. So that was as bad as it could get. There's a no ball there. So now let's see what happens. They're chasing 19 runs on 23 balls. And this is all like, I'm not understanding why the captain and Sup. I'm so glad that sometimes it things I miss still. If you know Ngidi's trying to ball it wide, let's see what he does. Great ball. It's too low to get the ball up in the air. But they get at least 2 runs off of it. So now 17 runs needed off of 22 balls. And that no ball hurt. Not as much as it could have hurt. Could have been a 4, could have been a 6, but that no ball hurt. But if you know, 51 runs for Deepak Chahar. Are you kidding me? I've always considered Deepak Chahar to be a bowler that can bat a little bit. But Thakur and Deepak Chahar, I think, should make every single white ball team because they can really help this tail wag. Holy cow. Well done, Chahar. Well done, says Renil. Oh, 87. Docking umpires pay is a guaranteed way to discourage people staying in the profession. Umpires when they can earn better money elsewhere. But listen, I get that, 87, but what is the repercussion for umpires doing bad jobs? I don't get it. I mean, they can't walk around on water like, they're the second coming of Christ or something. They can just do what they want. It's ridiculous. That was a bad call. What if India did not have the challenge available? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be something because I've seen so many calls that go against not just for the batsman, but for the bowlers sometimes, where it should be given out and it's not. And it's like, come on. If you can't get it right, there's got to be a better system. Then there's got to be more challenges. Then the third umpire needs to review them when they know it's not an out. But this, just giving our umpires the ability to give balls out when they're not out or not out, no, that just can't happen. There's got to be some kind of repercussion for umpires, guys. Vidya says umpires do get docked points for bad decisions, and they can't do it. And then they can't do it at the highest level. I see what you're saying. So it's more like a report card of what they're doing. Possibly. Devontae says the wide Yorker is a strategy, very good, talented batsman in depth, but a Yorker to part-time batsman will be good. Agree with you, Gabe. Okay. Now, if you are South Africa, who do you bring out here for this next over? As right now you feel this game slipping away from you. There's a review system. What am I crying about? The fact that with the review system, you only get 2 reviews and umpires tend to blow more than 2 reviews. I mean, come on. You know what Nick and I are going to do? We're going to pull out, just in the time we've been watching, all the blatantly bad calls. There's some been, so you guys remember the Nathan Lyon no wicket? You guys remember that? And I'm going to put together this video, over the top, short delivery, and it still goes for a boundary. That was probably the best chance to get him there. Surprised him with the short ball, but Bumrah was having none of it and said, I'm going to bang this away for 4. 10 runs needed off of 18 balls. Wow. I'm shocked at what I'm seeing right now. And again, guys, Lueng Ngidi's economy rate was at 4 something, 452, 462. This wide Yorker strategy did not work for him. Then the series of no balls. These last 4 or 5 overs are rough. And if I've been criticizing KO Raul as far as captaincy decisions go, right now I am criticizing Bavuma as the captain. What are you doing? What are you doing? Wow. Thank you, Han. And I know you're rooting for South Africa. Thank you, Han. You retained the successful reviews. But the fact that you have to, and I understand that, Sridhar, but, and I'm gonna put together the video because a lot of people don't understand what I'm talking about. But there's been umpires that historically people know are bad. And we talking about every single sport. And that ball's in the air, that's gonna be taken. That's gonna be taken. And wow. What a knock there. And Ngidi comes back and takes the wicket of Chahad. Wow, this game has been so exciting to watch. And this is why you got to love cricket. And Ngidi comes back and takes the wicket of Chahar. Chahar was obviously carrying this team. They only need 10 runs on 17 balls. They got the balls, but haven't lost the balls. Holy cow. Can it be Bumrah and who else is left? Bumrah and maybe Krishna? You bring in Krishna, Chahal? Whoever it is, it's got to be Bumrah because these other two guys ain't swinging the bat like that. And can Bumrah put up 10 runs is the question. Let's see what Luang Ngidi does there. Holy cow. Luang Ngidi, 3-wicket haul, comes back. And again, Bumrah pushes that away for a single, smartly played. And I think that's the question. Are you going to be able to smartly, because you only need a run. You can do less than a run a ball. But now, is the guy on strike and Chahal going to be able to do the same? And that was a great catch, by the way, because it was over the shoulder by Petraeus. What an exciting game, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 101 in the chat. India trying to snatch this victory from defeat, from the jaws of defeat. Ngidi with a great ball there. And Ngidi, who had absolutely fallen apart the last over, seems to have calmed down a little bit. India chasing 9 runs. They got 15, but 15 balls left. But the question is, you've only got you've only got 2 wickets left, and right now, wow, that was so dangerous there. And Chahal pushes that away, gets a single off of it. And I love the effort by the South African fielder, because if that gets by him, that's possibly 2. But Bumrah's not on strike, and this is what we're watching is absolutely crazy right now, guys. What an exciting game. This is why you love cricket. Chance of a super over. Oh, Renil, we may see that super over. Ooh. So there goes Ngidi with the slower ball and tries to get Bumrah to pop it up in the air. It looks like Bumrah recognized it and pulled his back down at the last minute. What does Ngidi do with this last ball of the over? These balls are so dangerous, they can go for a boundary or a wicket. Boomer's trying to get off strike so he can retain the strike for the next over. Let's see what happens. Who wins the battle here? I would throw a Yorker. And nope, he went with the slower delivery bouncer. And once again, Boomer does well to not fall into the trap, but Ngidi keeps him on strike. And that's it. Loengengiri's done. 10 overs, 58 runs, 3 wickets. 3-wicket haul is important. He got Deepak Chahar, who was literally, if Deepak Chahar was in there right now, this game would be over. So 2 overs left, guys. And the question is, can India's tail end do it? They need 8 runs in 12 balls. Very interesting. Who is going to ball? Because Mangala's out, right? Or they're going to bring him back. He's already bowled 10 overs. Loengengiri's got 10 overs. Maharaj, 10 overs. Yeah, Petores has it over left because he's got 9. But they're bringing in Plakayo. Now, he's got 2 wickets, and he's been surprisingly good today. Low economy rate. Let's see what happens here. What an interesting game. Oh, that would have been a wide, and that's the difference. If he had just let that go, that would have been a wide. And it was a full toss, too. Interesting. Interesting. I missed the super chat. Let me go back up and find it. Thank you, Renelle. I've been an umpire. No doubt you literally have a few seconds to make a decision, blink, and you'll make the wrong choice. And if you hear a noise, what do? I mean, you're right. That's tough. That is tough. However, Sup, you at the highest levels, you can't blink, and you have to be prepared to make the call because there's so much on the line of these games. So much on the line. But thank you for the super chat, Sup. Exciting game here. Man, I can't believe this game and what's going on here. Wow. Bavuma with a one-handed catch. One-handed catch. And there goes Bumrah's wicket. If it gets over Bavuma there, and that's a boundary, and at that point, you're looking at chasing only 3 runs with 9 balls left. But what a catch. Bumrah tries to go over the top, and actually, he did get both hands on him. But I didn't think he was going to get to that ball. You see Deepak Chahar frustrated, and now it's Krishna coming to the crease. And here's the thing. This is the over you got to do it in, I would say. And I was saying that you want to kind of attack is it Fukawa? I can't even pronounce it. I would be trying to swing for a 6, because if you get to the 6, guys, you're not going to take 7 singles and 9 balls, not against these 2 guys. But if you get a 6, then it's just super overtime. A wide does it for you. That was just a bad over by Chahal. He could have left that first ball. It would have been a wide. And again, you're asking for guys that aren't batsmen to really control this game. This is such an exciting game right now. Dot ball. Yeah, all they need is 6, right? India can't score 6 off 6. That's funny. It was a great strike, man. It wasn't even like it was popped in the air like a sitter. He had a run, cut it off. PH is pronounced P, not fish. Look white. Drived into the covers. Are they going to go for 2 or just take 1 there? These guys aren't power hitters. Interesting. Real tense situation for tail enders. Last ball of the over. You want to survive this ball, bottom line. You want to get into the last over and see what happens. A no ball can happen. Wides can happen. So let's see what happens. This is such a crazy game, guys. And again, credit to both sides. India's played well despite some bad performances from Pant. I couldn't believe his shot earlier. We talked about that. Again, Iyer not getting the job done as usual. But everybody else is fighting. And there it goes. That ball. 6 off 6 needed. 6 off 6 needed, man. And now you just, wow. Getting to the last over, 6 off 6 needed. This just tells you how closely matched these teams are. And it's the little things that count, guys. The little things that count. Small mistakes. And if I got to point out one thing from the Indian side, of course, KO Raul's 9 off of 10. This guy's been struggling since he's been made temporary captain, unfortunately. And then Rashid Pant, one ball, guys. He saw one ball and immediately came in and tried to hit a 6 and gets caught. That was just irresponsible. And that's why Pant isn't ready to be a captain, in my opinion. And we love Rashid Pant. Nick's been calling for him for years. And he can do special things. The guy, you saw his test in 100, his century in the test match earlier. But man, sometimes he's so undisciplined. What a finish for this series. What a finish for this end. Let's see what happens. Who's it going to be? I venture to think they're going to probably bring in Petraeus. I don't think they'd go with Markham. So let's see what happens. A single taken there. Oh, boy. So it is Petraeus, guys. It is Petraeus. And he bowls right at the stumps, and British gets himself the single, gets off strike. 5 runs off 5 balls. How tense is this? It reminds me of Stuart Broad and Jimmy Anderson not going down in the Ashes, and I had to give him so much credit facing Steve Smith. Up in the air, taken, and that is the game. Chahal tries to go for it in that ball instead of trying to just take the single, and that is the game. South Africa wins by 4 runs. By 4 runs. Wow. Bad job there by Chahal. And guys, that's it. That's the game. Congratulations, South Africa. South Africa, this young team that they built together, in my opinion, is really up and coming and has to be respected. Now up there with the England, way better than England at the current moment. Australia, of course, India. And I can't remember last time India got whitewashed in a series, honestly. Yes, right now, you're very upset at Chahal if you are a India fan. But really, think about, Chahal was trying to hit a 6 there. He went for it. And you're upset, but think about the guys ahead of him. He's not expected to win this game for you with a bat. All right. It was good that they got to where they got with the tail end. Let's talk about some of the other guys at the top, like KO Raul that didn't do his job, Pant that didn't do his job, and Shreyas Iyer, who's been back this entire series, who didn't do his job. All right. For those people, I like this. For those people who were calling for Kohli's head, people who calling for Kohli's head, Kohli's won more overseas matches than any other Indian captain. Be careful what you wish for. Just saying. South Africa, congratulations. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Renil. South Africa, congratulations. Young team, having lost some players injured, but they found a way. I got to say, you still saw a little bit of that immaturity and that youth there from Luenga Ngidi. I've been praising him this entire series, but he allowed India to get back into him with the wides that won over, and I question that approach. You've got a little bit of elite ball right at these guys. Take their wickets. There's no question nothing to be asked. Take their wickets. Man, this is such a great game. Enjoying watching it. Yeah, big up to Deepak Chahar. Good. Yeah, Renault Deepak Chahar, a 51. Just unbelievable. Cricket for Americans. Should Deepak Chahar and Shurata Kaur have played together? What's your opinion? Yes. Yes. I said that. I don't know why they're not both playing together, or at least every single game. That's your all-rounder. These guys played basically like all-rounders. You don't bring in a Venkatesh Iyer. You got those two guys in the lineup. That way you can put a Sky in there. These games have been a lot closer than people want to admit. A lot closer. Like today's game came down to 4 runs. 4 runs. Okay? And it's again one of those situations where you've got to pretty much look at these and say to yourself, all right, what do we need to do? So, South Africa won the second game by 31 runs, right? But there was that debacle. First game, they won by 7 wickets. But if I'm not mistaken, it came down to the last over. What over did they win it in? The 47th or 48th over? No, that was a test match there. Sorry, hold on. Runs. South Africa won by 7 wickets. The second ODI match, it was, yeah, it came down to the 49th over. All right, South Africa had had wickets in hand, but it was still relatively close. And that in that second match, and it was again the guy that they brought in, Venkatesh Iyer, 5 for 28, did not pick up a wicket. Not being able to take a wicket was part of the problems. And as far as the scoring goes, Surya Iyer had 11 runs in that match. Venkatesh Iyer 22 runs in that match. I mean, again, they haven't done enough to earn their spots in my position permanently on this side. That's just me. As far as Bavuma, I think we're going to praise him for winning this series, but I think he made a mistake today. I don't understand if you see that that you have Loeng and Gidi bowling these wides. Why you didn't have a man back there at third man, right? Why you didn't have a fielder at third man? Because that gave India the chance to crawl back into this game. Other than that, man, 10 runs, 18 balls, so much in control. Absolutely. Absolutely. But the difference has been the bowling. Guys, I can't say it any other way. This was the first time this match and yes, I believe Quinton de Kock is probably going to win man of the series. That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see if he's going to be man of the series. Put up huge. I mean, I think he's had a half century in every single game thus far since he's been back. I could be mistaken. Today led the team 100 and what do you got? 24. Wow. Experience matters. That shows. That's why Dhoni and Kohli made India won so many innings. I agree. And we've been calling for this. Chahar in, Bhuvi out. Look at Bhuvi's numbers for the first 2 matches. Look what Chahar did in 1 game. Just saying. Sometimes you got to move on from those older guys. You got to move on from those guys that, yes, have been legends in their time. But guys, no athlete lasts forever. No athlete lasts forever. And if you're being honest with yourself, look at Bhuvi over the last year. Look at Bhuvi over the last 2 years. You're telling me he deserves to be ahead of Deepak Chahar or even Shurata Kaur, who can also help you with the bat and with the ball? I don't think so. I get it. Yeah, you're right, Manny. It's so sad to see Bhuvi not performing. But do you put one man's legacy above an entire nation? You know what I'm saying? They represent India. Bhuvi's not bigger than India. All right? No man should be bigger than your entire country. And if you're not helping them win, then what are you doing? What are these selectors doing? A change has got to be made. Devontae, go back and do the numbers. It's been more than just some bad days, cousin. It's been about 2 bad years. And who knows? People keep saying, hey, he was great before the injury. Okay, maybe the injury changed him. I'm excited, not excited, but I'm nervous to see one of my favorite bowlers come back from injury, Jofra Archer. An injury could change your career forever, guys. It could just take one injury and you're done. We don't understand, most people, and I've never played at a high level, okay? But you don't understand how one little injury changes what you do and how hard it is to perform at such a high level. It's a game of inches, guys. Releasing the ball a split second earlier, a split second later, being able to get that timing done, especially for bowlers, being able to consistently hit your lines and your length. An injury can derail your career. And I'm sorry, man. I hope that maybe giving Boobie some time off to heal and get right again happens. Let him play down at the county cricket level. Let him play down. But in the international team, he can't be here, man. He can't be here. That is funny. Hans says one bad injury could turn Rashid Khan into Don Best. Ooh, I would. Oh man, don't even put that hate on. Don't even put that hate on Rashid Khan. He's like, come on, man, what did I do to you, huh? Really, Don Best? Ooh, but I agree with you. I got nothing personal against Boobie. I hope he comes back strong. But right now, he is not strong. And we've seen that for 2 years. He is not helping this team win. It's time to move on. You got Lord Siraj, who you can bring in. All right. You've seen what Deepak Chahar put in. White ball, I say it would have to be Deepak Chahar or Shardul Thakur. I'd probably say Shardul Thakur may be more consistent for me to replace Boobie. And in the red ball, it should be Lord Siraj to replace Boobie until Boobie proves that he's healthy and can be that old Boobie again. And if he's not, then he's not. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's not like players have date on them, right? Like expiring milk. You'll never know. And let me tell you something. Players normally won't tell you. They want to hang on until the last possible second, even if they know physically they can't do it, because they have pride. And that's why coaches and managers, and in this case selection committees, have to go out there and make those decisions for the players. Ask any player, any real player that has played at a high level in a sport, they never think it's over. I still got one more inning in me. I still got one more game in me. I still boxing. I still got one more fight in me. India definitely missed Rohit Sharma this series, guys. And it's going to be some of my thoughts in R3 wickets. But, man, it still came down to an exciting game. And this is why I love cricket, guys. This is why I love cricket, because no game is over. A game that was easily South Africa's to take, then all of a sudden became easily India's to take. And South Africa had a comeback battle to even win that game. It was so close. They won by 4 runs. Everyone that was in the stream, 120 people at one point, saw how close this came to it. Man, unbelievable. But those are my thoughts, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for this second, or at least the last half of the second innings. I think we started about the 25th or the 28th over, something like that. But it was so much fun. Unfortunately, my West Indies fans, I will be at my son's all-star football game, his last high school game of his entire season before he goes off to college. So I cannot miss it. I wouldn't miss it. That's my son. But I will be with you guys in spirit, West Indies fans. Hopefully we can make it 2 for 2 and beat England. India fans, look out for R3 wickets. You're gonna have some thoughts from me and Nick. South Africa fans, congratulations. Nobody expected, including South Africa, to take 5 out of 6 matches played, between obviously ODI and Test against India. All right, that's impressive. The team is impressive. So guys, thank you so much. Talk to you next time, and until next time, that's 6 runs.